very solid jobs report. Over 200,000 jobs were created in the economy, kind of in line with expectations. The unemployment rate, though, ticked up a little bit to 4.1%. We've had 42 months of consecutive job growth, which is very strong for the economy as a whole. Two key statistics that were interesting in this jobs report is that the labor force participation rate increased to 62.6%, which shows there's more people entering the labor force. And of those who are entering, it's that 25 to 54, prime age group. That labor rate increased to 83.7%, which is the highest in 22 years. That means more people are kind of coming into the labor force looking for opportunities overall. Wages are increasing, but they're increasing at a decreasing rate. In fact, this report, we saw wages increase 3.9% over a year ago, which is still much higher than the current inflation rate. But this is the first time in 3 years that we saw the wage growth below 4%. The other thing is that the Fed, was announcing just one rate hike this year, and it's likely, and it's possible that they may have two, because the interest rates are really starting to impact the economy to an extent. The GDP rate for the second quarter was revised downward to 1.5% just on Wednesday. And so after kind of a soft first quarter and a kind of middling second quarter, I think the Fed is now seeing that, both from a consumer perspective and a business perspective, people are starting to pull back just a little bit. And what we're seeing is that, lower to middle income families who really spent quite freely in 2020 and 2021 are pulling back. And anecdotally, just this last 30 days, you've seen, for example, quick service restaurants like McDonald's, Starbucks, and a lot of others offering these $5 value meals, which before they weren't. Long gone are the dollar value meal days, but these value meals are much more attractive for families on limited budgets. And then we're also seeing much more aggressive discounts across all of retail, but especially in supermarkets in the last month or two, as consumer products manufacturers are seeing people switch to lower priced items or private label, and they need to kind of make sure they stay in front of consumers with greater value. So there's some positives with the consumer, and it'll be likely that inflation will continue to kind of dip, and all those are good signs for the Fed. They're going to meet later this month. Maybe less likely that they're going to cut rates this month, but maybe in September, which they said they weren't, might be an opportunity for investors to see some movement by the Fed.